All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking a look at a really fascinating experiment that's going on over on the Solana blockchain. It's a new kind of meme coin that's trying to solve one of the biggest, most fundamental problems in the entire space.
Just think about that for a second. What if there was a meme coin with a built-in safety net? You know, a hard floor, a price below which it physically could not fall. It sounds kind of wild, right? Well, that's the core idea we're going to unpack today.
So first, let's just set the scene a little bit. We all know the deal with most meme coins. It's a world of insane hype, of potentially life-changing gains, but, and this is the big but, there are absolutely zero guarantees. And the reason for that is pretty simple, right? The value isn't tied to anything real. It's all just social momentum, pure vibes. There's no underlying asset, no utility. And that means when that hype train inevitably slows down and people get distracted by the next shiny thing, the price can just fall off a cliff. You're left holding a bag of tokens that might be completely worthless. Okay, so this is where our project for today, Nummus Aeternitas, comes into the picture. It was literally designed from day one to fix that exact problem by introducing a concept that, frankly, you just don't see in the meme coin world. Their ambition is pretty bold. You've probably heard of the company MicroStrategy, right? Famous for holding a massive amount of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Well, Nummus wants to be like that, but for a meme coin. The whole goal is to build up a treasury of real, hard assets. And here's the secret sauce, how they actually do it. This isn't just some vague promise. It's a dead simple, totally transparent formula. The floor price is just the total value of all the Bitcoin they have in their reserve divided by the number of tokens out there. That's it. It's so straightforward. As more Bitcoin goes into that vault, the floor price just goes up. So the next logical question is, okay, how does that Bitcoin actually get in there? Well, it's not random, and it's not based on someone's decision. It's a completely systematic, totally automated process that's built right into the project's code. The whole process is actually pretty clever. It all starts with this dedicated vault full of the project's own tokens. Then, like clockwork, twice a day, a smart contract sells a tiny little bit of those tokens on the open market. The money from that sale is then immediately used to buy wrapped Bitcoin, which is just a version of Bitcoin that can live on the Solana network, and then that Bitcoin gets locked away in the reserve forever. It creates this slow, steady, and totally predictable drip of real value into the system. And look, this isn't just theory. It's not some idea in a white paper. This thing is live and it is working. In just the first 6 months of operation, the vault has already stacked up over half a Bitcoin. You can go and verify this on the blockchain yourself. It proves the system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, building that value floor day in and day out. But the project's plan for creating long-term stability, it doesn't just stop with the Bitcoin reserve. There are actually several other key features that are all designed to build trust and really encourage people to think long-term. Now, this one is huge. Look at how Nummus was launched. It was a 100% fair launch. What does that mean? It means zero private sales to insiders, zero tokens set aside for the team, and zero big money venture capitalists who got in early. This whole structure is meant to create a totally level playing field for every single person from the very first day. On top of all that, the way the token works is designed to be deflationary. So, first, there's an automated trading bot that uses any profits it makes to buy tokens back from the market and then, poof, destroys them forever. This actually reduces the total supply. Plus, the tokens in that big reserve vault are released super slowly, over 2 years, to stop any sudden price dumps. The end goal here is to shrink the total supply of tokens, which, in theory, makes every single one that's left a little bit more scarce and valuable. You can really see the project's entire philosophy just by looking at its branding. Nummus Aeternitas is literally Latin for eternal coin, and their motto, which translates to, "Let the republic perish, eternal money reigns." Well, it just hammers home this idea of building something that's resilient and built to last. It's the complete opposite of the fleeting, here today, gone tomorrow nature of most meme projects. So, with all these unique features, how does a project like Nummus actually stack up against the established giants, the big dogs of the Solana meme coin world? When you put them all side by side like this, the differences are just stark. You know, coins like Bonk and Whiff, they run on memes and pure hype. But Nummus, it has a Bitcoin reserve and a mathematical floor price, features you literally do not see anywhere else in this space.
Throw in that 100% fair launch, and you can see it's playing a totally different game than its much bigger competitors.
But playing a different game also means playing at a very different scale. This chart really puts it all into perspective. With a market cap of just over $1 million, Numus is basically a tiny, tiny fish compared to the hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of its peers. This is still a very early stage experiment, not some established powerhouse.
So really, what we're watching here is a live test case. It's a bold attempt to inject a purely speculative, hype-driven asset with real, verifiable, and steadily growing intrinsic value. Now, whether this model ends up becoming the new gold standard for meme coins, or if it just stays a really fascinating outlier, it definitely makes you wonder what the future of value in this space is going to look like.